Hi, Mike here. This is Frank's fiddle. This is the hat. Oh, we're getting there with the hats. A couple of reasons for this video today. Don't think I'm going to play anything today. A couple of reasons for it. Firstly, hat. Secondly, finally had a haircut. Had a haircut today. It's gone. The problem with getting my hair cut like this is when it grew, as it grew, that nonsense, the top stuff being light and heavy just flopped down, and this stuff grew out. And I got a bloody head like a mushroom. And then it was horrible. This morning, 8:30, I saw the hairdresser just down from our office yesterday. Can you fit me in? She said, oh, 8:30 in the morning. So I sat there with my mask, knocked on the door, she let me in. Sat there with my mask on, sweating cobs off. As you can see, the cut-off t-shirts are on, it's warm, aircon's on. So, showing off the showing off the haircut, the new hat, and also, I've not, except for last night, oh, did I play on Monday? I may have played on Monday as well. But since that last nonsense on our wedding anniversary, I'd not played. I didn't play the 3 days of last week because we had a bit of a holiday here in the Algarve, and then I didn't play Saturday and Sunday because it was hot. I had a really bad toothache, broke a bloody tooth or a filling or something last Thursday or Friday. So I was a bit miserable on Saturday because it was sore and throbbing, and then Sunday I couldn't be arsed. It was really hot, and we were going to go for a walk. It was too hot. So I've not really played, did a bit of practice. I don't know if I played Monday, but I think I might have done. I certainly did last night, and today is Wednesday, so I'm getting back into it. And I enjoyed the 5 days off, to be honest. I enjoyed not picking it up. I didn't even think about it, so that was quite nice. So that's the first thing, just to start getting back into it again. As I say, I played yesterday, and I played quite well actually. I quite enjoyed it. Second thing is to say that next week, because I'm using, as I think I've mentioned in other videos, the second of the month really I'm using as the start, as the end of the previous month. And next week, I think on Tuesday, is the 2nd of June, and that's halfway. That's the 5 months, and I've got 5 months. Well, 5 months and 2 weeks. So technically, maybe it's the week after to the actual halfway point. But I've got 5 months then until I have to do whatever I'm going to do for Frank and Mary. So I've got some news about that as well. And so what I'm going to do next week, and it gives me now this week and weekend to go through to practice a few of these things. What I'm going to do, I was looking back at lunchtime today. I sat down after I'd had lunch and went back to the office, and I was sat looking at the things that I've put here on video already. And the point of doing these videos is to give me something to look back on. And I thought, well, the halfway point, that's got to be a good measure, a good yardstick. So I've got a few that one day next week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm going to just do a video with these tunes, and underneath I'll put where the original was in the videos. So if you're interested, I certainly will look back, and I've been looking today. There's bloody noises I've made. But if you're interested, you can look back and see how it was when I first played it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Happy Birthday song just for the sake of it, because that's where it all started. I'm going to do Ode to Joy, which I think was the first one that I did. Oh Susanna, Amazing Grace, just because I can do the double stops with the Amazing Grace, and I've got that one double stops all the way through. So I'm going to do Amazing Grace, and you can see on the Thanks to the Helpers video, I think, how I first did Amazing Grace. So Amazing Grace, Tennessee Waltz, which has been my bête noire here for every time I've done it, I think. So that's going to be interesting, because I'm only going to do them once through, and again, that'll be what it'll be. Blackish Crow, I've been doing Blackish Crow. I'm going to get into that one again. British Full of Stitches, and a couple of others. I've got them here on my pad ready to start practicing as from tomorrow. Tennessee Waltz, I've said. A couple of others as well, but I'll put them in the, let's just take them off the pad, it's easy to see. I'll put them in put the turkey in the straw, the D balls hang low thing, and then the final one is going to be. I'm going to do is going to be a Shogun Farewell. If you watch the anniversary video, I really cocked that one up. There was a reason for that, but I did cock that one up. I was running out of time, and so that's the news really. Is that the one for the real one that I want to practice, that I want to make the song, is a Shogun Farewell, and the reason for that is because of the farewell, and that might be a bit sad, but because of the farewell, that's the end of the journey, that's my farewell to Frank and Mary, etc. Oh, journey, I said journey. But also, I know I've mentioned before that Jay Unger, that actually wrote it, and his wife Molly Mason, have got a video, well there's lots of videos of Shogun Farewell. They do it with guitar. And Linda's cousin, my friend Phil, who's also got a YouTube channel, I asked him if he could put me a backing track together with him playing the guitar. And it's taken him a while because it's difficult to do really, because he's got to play it so that I can play along to it, but he's done it. And he's done a great job. He's done a really good job. I'm struggling at the minute to play along to it, only because, well, you'll see when you get to it, but he's done it in 4 stages, and the first one is just really quiet for me to play along to, and I'm struggling to get into that one, but once I get into it, it's fine. And my idea is, and this is where the thing comes in, is Phil is a fabulous guitarist, a good musician, I mean, generally a good musician. Mixers, got his own band, all sorts of crap he does. Really, really talented guy. His first guitar was given to him by Frank, the guy whose fiddle I've got. And it's suddenly like a middle of the night, 3:30 in the morning. Oh yeah, that's what I should do. That would be a really nice way to finish all this off. This part of this thing is because Phil became a guitarist because Frank, his uncle Frank, gave him his first guitar. And his dad, of course, his dad and Uncle Frank used to play the guitar, but Uncle Frank gave him his first guitar. And of course, my first and only fiddle came from Frank. And Jay Unger and Molly Mason do this version of a Shogun Farewell with guitar and fiddle. Oh, it's a no-brainer. That's got to be the ultimate. That's got to be the last thing. So Phil's done me this play-along track, which I'm going to spend the next few weeks really nailing down, and then the idea is at some point, if these lockdown conditions and things ever make it happen, we're going to get together and do a recording and try and record it. And what I'd like to do in October, if it's at all possible, is I'd like me and him to get together and actually play it together, for the family. That's the ultimate idea for it. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'd like that to happen, because that would be a really nice thing. Few beers, a bit of a laugh and a bit of sadness, and make that the thing. Having said that, that's only really me that's interested in that. The rest of the family, they might, I'm sure they'll be very, very supportive, but it's my thing. It's not really the family's thing, so that might not come off. So that's what we're working towards, and that now the halfway point. Now I'm going to stop arsing around with all these other bits and bobs that I've been trying to do, like the handsome Molly and all those kind of things. I've still got them, and they're still helping me to do the fingering and the bowing, and I've got all the bowing exercises. But I'm going to concentrate now on these pieces of music, and ultimately they'll become whatever they become. That will be the thing. These things that I've got here, I can't keep adding to it because I'll just never get anywhere with it. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's the first thing, and I'm running out of time now. So I'm just going to say a couple of things, which is the thing that I'm struggling with is the E string, and I've mentioned this again before in getting the tone on the E string. I'm not measured it against the guitar E string, but I think it's maybe in half the thickness of a guitar E string. And the problem with that is, if you're not bang on the note, it sounds dreadful, and it's really difficult to get bang on the note. And I think I've figured it out. I think I've figured out what I'm doing wrong. So I'm going to record it. I'm not going to play it, but I'm going to show here what I think I'm doing wrong. And I think what it is I'm doing that with my hand when I'm going up and down. So when I play, for example, I'll play a couple of notes. So for example, when I play the scale on the D string, If I then go down to play the scale on the A string, on the E string, which is the highest string, instead of going down with my hand, I go round with my hand. And when I'm doing it in scale, it's okay, I can get to grips with it. But when I play from one string to another, my hand comes out, and I think that's what I'm doing. It suddenly came to me that I think it's because, and it's the same with the G string on the top, but because the G string's a thicker string, the difference doesn't seem so great. So when I'm going round like that, I think that's my problem. So I've got to get, and I'm running out of time now, but I saw another video which explained something to me, and that's what's made me think of this. So, another epiphany. Anyway, I'm going to get this thing. This is only just to record what I'm doing, and if anybody's interested in where I'm going with this, that's what this is about. And then I might do another video with some music on at the weekend, but I will do one next week with these, however it is, eight pieces of music, and that will be the halfway mark, so we can see where I started to where I've got after 5 months. Take care, social distancing. I hope you're all well. I hope you like the haircut. Woohoo! Haircut. And I'll speak to you soon.